Throughout history, espionage has changed the direction of multiple wars and conflicts. Various methods of gathering information about the enemy have developed during this time, but a prevailing theme has consisted of layers of spying technology built around each other. In this video, we'll take a look at the top 3 mentions and uses of spying that occurred in the confines of this mortal universe. Number 3. Sun Tzu. One of the first mentions of spies in literature is by the legendary Sun Tzu, author of The Art of War. Sun Tzu, a Chinese general and war strategist from the early Warring States period of China, states that to remain in ignorance of the enemy's condition simply because one grudges the outlay of 100 ounces of silver in honors and emoluments is the height of inhumanity, in order to introduce the necessity of spies. Without them, he says, the war could drag on for years, but with them, one could be ready to end the war at any time. After proposing this, he says that there should be 5 types of spies in use. These included spies selected from people in the district they live in, spies from the enemy's land, converting the enemy's spies to one's own, having bait spies for the enemy, and spies who bring back news from the enemy's camp after infiltrating it. This system set the basis for what evolved into present-day spying methods. Number 2. Cold War espionage. During the Cold War period, espionage was in a transition phase. While old-fashioned spying still remained a significant part in the efforts against the USSR, new technology-based methods emerged. Within the USSR itself, the Soviets created a secret spy force by coercing ordinary citizens to spy on their neighbors and co-workers. Their biggest accomplishment is considered to be the creation of the Cambridge 5 spy ring. This ring recruited from members of the Cambridge student body, as they would almost certainly soon occupy prime spots in the British government. They were able to gain information about atomic bombs and private lines between Roosevelt and Churchill, but perhaps most astonishingly, had one of their members promoted to the head of British counterintelligence against the Soviets. While this followed Sun Tzu's doctrine on spies, the Soviets also made many aggressive pioneering moves in the field of technological espionage. This consisted of the creation of buttonhole cameras and various ways to record the enemy. As well, code cracking and technological espionage took the stage as the West and the Soviets competed to ensure unhackable communication. Number 3. Modern-day spying. While in the Cold War period, physical spies were still a huge component of a country's espionage methods, nowadays, digital spying is much more common. There's a new cybersecurity scandal every Saturday. Security is still very important, but it has taken on a whole different meaning with information being transmitted digitally. The US contracts many agents to hack for them in order to gain information about other countries without directly linking themselves to it. It is a constant race between hacker and hacky to create new security measures that are impenetrable, as well as the speed at which one can patch out new code in order to fix problems this would allow for one to do so. This represents a huge shift from Sun Tzu's ideas about spying to modern-day spying, but it also shows how, even though the platform may be different, the fundamentals still stay strong.